Hey Breakfast Television Vancouver, we're your fashion panel experts. You called us here today to present the hottest trends of spring, summer. So we're here to do that just for you. Today in our fashion panel, we've got all the professionals. First, Andrea here as a buyer from the Bay, a footwear buyer in particular, who's going to bring us all the goods. Mr. Sean White here, our menswear consultant, who's going to give us all the details on what's hot for guys this spring, summer. And myself, Danica, here on behalf of Aritzia e-commerce. So starting off with spring's hottest trends, we're going to dive into footwear and see what's hot. Andrea, tell us, what have you seen lately that's working out for women in spring 2013?
Whatever you feel most comfortable in. So it could be the stiletto heel, it could be the really chunky heel, it could be low, it could be mid, or it could be really, really high, which is kind of the beauty of footwear right now is anything goes and you could really choose whatever kind of draws you in. Some of the really key colors for the season are definitely a lot of metallics, so we're going to see a lot of really bright, shiny footwear, which is really awesome. Metallics are actually still really neutral, so you could pair them up with any other color, especially really bright colors that are going to be really hot for this season.
Perfect. And of course, our favorite question asked, what is not hot this spring?
Not hot.
Not hot. I would say like the open toe booties. Those are really cool maybe like 2-3 years ago, but not this season, I'm afraid.
Not hot, huh?
Not hot.
I got a question for you.
Okay, go ahead.
It just seems that women always have so much success shoe shopping.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that women seem to always find a pair of shoes that they love? I mean, it seems like this year is known as it's like the it bag this year is the shoe.
Yeah.
Explain this phenomenon to me.
It's a really good point, Sean. Actually, footwear, I think every woman has had a love affair with their shoes, and the reason for that is no matter how you feel like in your clothing, like your shoes are always going to fit. Like you could always be the same size, whether you change in your pant size or your dress size, you're never going to change footwear size. So I think women naturally feel really comfortable buying footwear because it's kind of like a little guilty pleasure for them, and they know that. And again, like I mentioned earlier about like footwear trends, you do get trends here and there, like from year to year, but for the most part, they actually don't change too often. So, you could buy a pair of shoes that you really love, that are really hot, that could have been 5 years ago, but they're still hot this season, so.
And we all know a girl can't have too many pairs of shoes.
That's right. A pair of shoes for every
That's something I'm always curious
That's usually the rule.
I'm always dealing with fashion experts. So you're always good at telling other people what to buy. But how do you do in your own shopping? So tell me, what was your most recent purchase? It doesn't have to be shoes, it could be clothes, but what was the last purchase that you made that just really made you feel good? Consumer therapy.
Well, I do have to say my last purchase was a pair of shoes. They were actually a pair from Aldo, and they're these fantastic little boots, and they're great because they're a good transition piece from fall to spring. So maybe an alternative to like those open toe booties or some like open strapped booties. So what I had purchased at Aldo were these like really great chunky heeled booties that had like side openings that were like strappy around the ankle, and they had like some really cool metal detailing.
So chic.
Yeah.
Moving on to menswear to get their style up to date.
Oh, all right.
Sean, what do you got for us this spring?
Wow, there's so much going on right now in menswear. The wonderful world of menswear is just growing exponentially. I mean, what can I say? It's exciting. I'm happy where I am.
We're excited.
Menswear is hot right now. I am loving the menswear.
You want your guy to look good, right? Definitely.
Of course.
Okay, well, I like to term this. I think this is really going to be a spring, summer that I like to term. It's like urban utilitarian. It's really this rugged, sophisticated look. You're around neutrals. That's going to be a big thing. Colors like olive, colors like, different kinds of grays. Navy. I like to think navy is the new neutral.
Love navy.
I love navy. I've been a slave to navy for a few years now. Other than that, you're going to be seeing the silhouettes of some of the pants changing a bit. The last couple of years, skinny jeans and everything, and skinny chinos have been the rage, but now you're starting to see a little more relaxing of the fit. A little tapered from the knee down, but the rise is a little lengthened. You're going to see that in sweats. You're going to see that in chinos. You're going to see that in jeans. a lot of tank tops. You're seeing a lot more like brands doing tank tops, like higher end tank tops. It's gonna be fun, definitely gonna be fun, and accessories. I mean, everyone has fun with accessories, but I think the menswear market, we're catching up. We're playing catch up to you ladies, all right? Let's just admit it, you know? And we're starting to just realize the fun in accessories. So for menswear, you're gonna see, this isn't just menswear, but just men's stuff. More things like obviously bags, more stuff like, you know, hats, sunglasses, bracelets, necklaces. And a big thing, which I'm kind of taking us off topic a little bit, but is skincare for men. And that's going to be a big thing for the season. And just moving forward, more and more men are really taking note of how they look, you know, and wanting to come across being youthful.
In your opinion, like you mentioned, like menswear is really hot right now, and guys are really concerned about like upkeeping their appearances. So why this sudden kind of move towards that?
You know what? That's a good question, and I almost would pose the question, why did it take so long? And I think that really comes down to, as men, and you know, obviously I'm going to be generalizing to a certain extent here, but as men, there's been often a method of looking at ourselves as, you know, this is what a man's supposed to be. And how often did men think they were supposed to care about how they looked that much without feeling vain? And wow, where do we start with this? E-commerce is just booming, Aritzia is just booming. I mean, can you tell us, first of all, I mean, what have been some of the challenges that Aritzia's been facing, incorporating e-commerce, and just the growth that you've been experiencing? Like, how are you guys tackling this? What are your challenges, and what have been some of your wins even?
Well, I guess, yeah, you're right to point out that we have been growing at a fast pace, and we're trying to transfer that to our online website in a way where we're producing quality over reaching out to quantity masses. And what you'll see on our website is that we're trying to represent the brand of our store, like most other retailers, onto our online store, and representing the quality of our products within the store online as well. And the way that we're trying to do that is carry things with, like, to the niche markets that we offer our clothing to in store. We're trying to represent that online and offer them our magazine, our online magazine selection, which offers all the newest brands that we carry, local musicians and underground musicians that they may not have heard of, and local artists and other talent that we like to feature and represent. Some people that normally wouldn't get a chance to be heard of. In terms of e-commerce relating to spring, and Vancouverites have the upper hand, of course, because the Aritzia is local, and all of our newest spring stuff has just hit online websites.
And what has been like the general feedback on like the online process and the online purchasing power for the consumer?
Well, it's definitely a learning experience for Aritzia. We started off slow, and we're picking up speed, trying to offer increased priority to the online target market with faster shipping, lower shipping fees, and of course the same selection that you would get in store with the same
actually a little
quality
spin-off question on that.
Sure.
As Aritzia is obviously expanding into the U.S., and one of the challenges I always find interesting for retailers is how do they cater to both sides of the border through e-commerce? Like, will you, and don't get me wrong, I know you can't divulge everything, you know, non-disclosure acts, I get it, but if you could just give us a hint, you know what I mean? Like, is there big plans in the work to like cater to the U.S. over e-commerce? Are you going to be, is it just in Canada? Are you going to be moving there next? Like, is it, like, what do you guys plan to do with that? There's a huge market that wants you. What are you going to do?
Well, that's a really great question, Sean, and without saying too much, we're really excited about the progress that Aritzia will be making, and we're looking forward to expanding and carrying many new brands in store this time next year. So we can not only look forward to this spring's new collection, but also next spring. All right, BT Vancouver, we hope this expert panel was of help to you and your spring, summer 2013 style trends.